Alright, so Shell is currently recruiting for their graduate training program, in case you're not aware. Okay, and the applications will be open to the 4th or 5th of July 2023. Hello everyone and welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Rhoda Olabisi. If you're for the first time, I would need you to smash that subscribe button again. It really helps my channel to grow. And in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the recruitment process. I'm going to tell you what to expect and everything you need to know and prepare for in order to get recruited into Shell's Graduate Trainee Program. So after you've submitted an application online, you'll be required to complete 3 assessments. The first assessment is the timed cognitive test. For the timed cognitive test, you'll be required to take questions that would address your verbal skills, your numerical skills, and your abstract skills as well. Each of these tests are expected to last for 4 minutes each, which means you spend about 12 minutes on the timed cognitive test. So something that is important for you to note is that the test that you use changes per time. I know that last year they used a psychometric test, but this time around you'll be taking a cognitive test. So after the cognitive test, we have the working style test, which is basically also the same thing as a personality-based test. So it's just kind of like to assess your personality. Usually in this kind of test, there are no wrong or right answers. What they want to do is just to be able to figure out your personality type and your working style. They're expected to last from about 10 to 12 minutes for you to complete. All you just have to do is answer the questions to the best of your abilities and make sure that your answers are consistent over time. So the third assessment is the on-demand video. You'll be expected to make a short self-recorded video talking about yourself and your qualifications. So you'll be asked competency-based questions, which is also the same thing as scenario-based questions. You have questions like, tell me about a time when your manager gave you negative feedback, tell me about a time, tell me about a time. That's basically what a competency-based question is. And I've talked about how to answer this kind of questions repeatedly. You can use the STAR method, which is the situation, task, action and result. So just to give you a rundown in case this is the first time you're seeing my videos, what you can do is when they ask you a competency-based question like tell me about a time when your manager gave you negative feedback, how you can approach that question is talk about the situation. So when you're working at XYZ company, talk about the tax. It was the end of the year and your manager gave you negative feedback. Action, it could be that, oh, what did you do about it? Then you say that, oh, after the performance review, you spoke to your manager about your feedback and how you can improve on the things that you've done over the year. So you can say for results, what happened as a result of the action that you took. You can say that noticed in the next quarter that there was an improvement in your performance rating because you have taken note of the negative feedback that your manager has given you and you made sure that you worked on them, and this helped to improve your next performance rating. So that's just the way or the technique to answer competency-based questions. So for the on-demand video, you'll be using IRView. If you don't know about IRView, go online and Google it. So IRView is a very user-friendly platform, right? And what you do is just record your video on there, right? You're going to get the link to IRView when it's time, but IRView, what it helps you to do is that you get about 30 seconds to prepare for your questions before you then start to record it. I expected to spend the maximum of 3 minutes answering your questions, which means that you cannot spend more than 3 minutes, but you don't necessarily have to use up the whole 3 minutes. If you've concluded your answer in say 2 minutes and 30 seconds or in 2 minutes, that's totally fine. You don't necessarily have to hit the 3 minutes mark. Just make sure that you don't overpass that. Just make sure that you've concluded and wrapped up your answer at the 3 minutes mark. So if you pass the 3 assessments, which is the time cognitive assessment, the working style assessment, and your on-demand video, you'll be shortlisted for the final stage, which is the final assessment. Now the final assessment is going to be an interview with someone in the units that you've applied to, right? So 48 hours to that particular final assessment, you'll be sent an email and a case study question to prepare for your final interview, and you'll also be expected to do a PowerPoint kind of presentation, right? So at your final interview, you will be given like about 30 minutes to present your case study and talk about your thoughts and your findings, and then your assessor will be required to also give you questions to follow up your presentation after you've done that. Then after you've completed the case study, you go into like the interview proper, and then you'll be asked like normal interview questions, technical questions, you'll be asked behavioral questions and different things like that, and that is the final stage of the interview. Now if you pass this final assessment, you are expected to get an offer by October of 2023. That's usually the timeline. They open their applications in July, and by October you get an offer letter. So just a quick rundown of the application process. We have 2 stages. We have the online assessment and the final assessment. The online assessment is made up of the time cognitive test, It's made up of the working style test and the on-demand video. Then we have the final assessment where you have the case study and then your normal interview questions. Okay, so that has brought us to the end of today's video. Do not forget, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section and I respond to every one of them. And if you have any ideas on the kind of videos that you want to see on this channel, drop it in the comment section as well. Very important that I am meeting your needs as my subscribers. And finally, do not forget to smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.